Sleeves here with the Senior Pickleball Report powered by TNC Network. Let's get it going. All right, folks, today we have a paddle review, but before we get to that, if you like this content, consider subscribing to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. Help us out. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Check out all the links in the description. Just Paddles for paddles. There's Filth shoes, which are unbelievably comfortable, and I have a new one coming out shortly that I will test out, and all the other links. And obviously, subscribe to our newsletter because, wow, you want your daily fix? There it is. All right, let's get to that review, and it is the Bread and Butter Filth. Okay, the Filth, the latest and greatest by a cool company, Bread and Butter Pickleball. I've reviewed a couple of their paddles and have loved them, and this is the new top of the line Filth. Great name, great design. Look at that trippy look. Beautiful looking paddle. I would argue best looking carbon fiber paddle on the market. T700, 16 mil polymer core. It's thermal form, which means they inject foam in the sides to give it a bigger, better sweet spot. Unibody makes it stiff. It's got some power, plus the touch. It's a great combination paddle. What I like is the handle a great deal. I like the way the grip feels. I like its tackiness, and I like its size at 4.25, 5.5 in length for that two-hander. But what you can do is you can add over grip to it, which is great because if the paddle comes too thick, well, then you can't really add what you want necessarily off the bat. It comes in at 8 ounces, which makes it great if you want to add some lead tape for weight. So that's what I like initially, is that you can customize it much easier than some other paddles that come a little too thick and a little too heavy. The swing weight is about 125 and the spin rate 1850 RPMs, both which are very suitable and give you more than enough spin and ability to put the ball away. All right, let's get into some of the things specifically that I liked. Like I mentioned, this paddle is great for power and touch. You can dink really well with it, and you can put it away if you need some power on your ground strokes or overheads. I think the combination is pretty unique because a lot of the paddles coming out today are one or the other. Either they have a ton of pop and not very forgiving, or vice versa. But the Filth, get nasty out there, it allows you to do both, which is really cool. So if you start giving things rankings and where they fall in power and touch and durability, this bad boy stacks up real high. So let's get to those rankings. 1 being 10 being the top. First 3 categories, we're going to talk about power, control, and spin. Power, I would give this a 9. There are more powerful paddles out there, but the combination is what you really want here, and that comes with the touch of this paddle. So for touch, I'd give it a 9 as well. There are paddles that have a little more touch, but again, if you want both, which this paddle has, you really can't beat it. As far as spin goes, 1850, there are paddles that you can spin more. They're starting to go over 2,000 RPM. This is 1850, more than enough for most of us, including me, and I put a lot of spin on the ball, so more than efficient 1850 for the spin rate. I give that a 9 as well. Okay, forgiveness, weight, and grip. Good combination. So forgiveness, it's a paddle that you can really kind of take some steam off the ball if needed because it has enough in that 16 mil core to really slow the ball down. Weight, I love weight being around 8, so I can build from that, and the same with the grip. Thinness, where I can make it a little thicker and build from that as well. So forgiveness, I give it a 9. For weight and grip, I give it a 10. Finally, durability and aerodynamics. Durability, played with it for a couple weeks now. So far, so good. We'll see long term. You know, sometimes paddles, the edge guard comes loose or things like that, or the grip starts to come a little unwound. But so far, so good. So far, it's a 10 for durability. It gets a little dusty like these carbon fiber paddles do from the courts and the balls, but love it. And as far as aerodynamics, don't know how it would do in a wind tunnel. It doesn't necessarily have some of that rounded more edge than some of the newer paddles coming out, but for me, at the net, it really comes through fast, and that's really what I'm looking for. So I give it a 10 for aerodynamics, but we'll test it in a wind tunnel someday. Okay, pros and cons. Well, hey, not a lot of cons, but we'll get to those second. Pros, if you look at the unpackaging here, the unboxing, great first impression. Really cool packaging. Get some stickers, get some something to hold your drink with, but just real cool vibe. They're fun. That's what I love about Bread and Butter. They're a fun company. And the paddle itself is gorgeous. I mean, it's got this sort of psychedelic, multicolored look to it. As you can see on the screen, you get different options as far as the handle and the edge guard colors. So plenty of options there. Obviously, it is something you can build upon. Like I've mentioned several times, you can add overgrip and you can add lead tape because of the size and weight of the grip and paddle head. It also is $165. It's well under $200 for a paddle that is state-of-the-art technology. They have a 30-day love it or leave it policy and a 6-month warranty. So not a lot wrong with it. So if you look at the cons, well, some people might want a little more spin. You have paddles today coming in at 2,000 RPM or higher. This is at 1850, which is plenty for me. Some people might want a little more pop or a little more forgiveness, but this is the multi-tool. It does it all of paddles. So that's what I love about it. It's very, very versatile. Hope you enjoyed our review of the Bread and Butter Filth, the multi-tool of pickleball paddles. All right, folks, at the end of the day, no matter what you're using out there, hey, let's pickle.
Are you looking to stay up to date on the latest pickleball news and tips? Look no further than the Sleeve Senior Pickleball Report newsletter. Get the scoop on the sport, learn how to stay healthy while playing, and find out about upcoming tournaments. Subscribe now to get all the pickleball info you need.
Hey, if you're looking for very, very comfortable court shoes, in fact, the most comfortable court shoes I've ever worn, and I've worn a lot of them over the years playing different sports, try Fitville. We have a link in the description that gets you $20 off your purchase.